Hi everyone, Space Cowboy here, coming at you with a new video, playing a game called Warhammer The End Times Vermintide. In this game you control one of these 5 characters here, in a 4-player co-op kind of situation. The best thing you can compare this game to is Left 4 Dead. You can play it co-op or you can play it on your own with AI. As I don't have people on Xbox Live that I can play with, just due to my sporadic schedule. I can't guarantee when I'll be online, so I can't really join any groups because I can't commit to the time. My time is dictated around my family. And if my son doesn't want to go to sleep at the right time, I can't guarantee that I can be there, because I can't start playing a game if he is awake, because then he won't want to go to sleep, and if my wife's working as well, it's all a big situation, so I really don't get a chance to play online. But let's just jump in. Right, who will I play as? You know what, I'm going to go with the Witch Hunter. Seems like the best character to be, especially in this. So, the plot of this game is very simple. Games Workshop, who run Warhammer, have decided to end the original Warhammer world. So what they've done is they've come up with something called the End Times. So what's happening in the End Times is that basically the world is ending. And part of the world ending is that the Skaven army are rising up, and they have decided that they are going to take over the world, and you are trying to stem back the Vermintide, if you can see where they're trying to be smart. It's like they're vermin, there is a tide of them, and you have to repel back this tide. So that's kind of the setup of this mission. This is the inn where you spend most of your time. This is where you select your mission. So let's just jump in with the first mission. Now, I really don't want to join an online game because, like I said, I can't guarantee my time. At any point, I may have to jump out. So I mean, that could even include, unfortunately cutting the video short or whatever. So there we go. We'll go to adventure mode. We need to alert the very first one. But we'll just put it in easy for an easy time. I'm going to put it as private so that I can have the game on my own. Like I said, if other people jumped in, they might want to talk and I'm trying to do a video. Also as well, they may run ahead and do objectives before I get a chance to see them, that kind of thing. So I really just want to give this game a good viewing for yourselves and for, myself. This is, I have played this game before a little bit. Now, you can get it off, if you have an Xbox One, go on to the Xbox store and look up Vermintide, and if you want to give it a code, there is a trial. Excuse me, I need a drink. Yeah, there's a trial of the game you can try out. It gives you a couple of hours, I think. So you can get an idea if you like it or not. I got this pretty cheap at CEX, £12. And I had credit on the store already, so I didn't really spend anything. So let's jump in and see what this game is. So I've got the Witch Hunter, which, although his character's favouring a gun a lot, there is not a lot of ammunition in the game. It will be mostly hand-to-hand combat. What I will say about the game, from the controls, I played through the tutorial. The controls are not the best, a bit floaty at times. It doesn't feel like there's any weight behind it. So there's my inventory, if I need to jump into that. Okay, so I'm guessing we go this way.
The warning must be given to the Magnus Tower.
Okay, so we're alerting Town Watch.
Gather your courage, my friends.
Oh yeah, and I think there's supposed to be a whole thing of the 4 people that are in your crew. It's an uneasy alliance. You know, they're not happy to be working together, but they're doing it for, you know, basically to stop themselves being killed.
Is that a guardhouse? They keep slack watch.
But yeah, it's I think the Left 4 Dead comparisons are accurate, in the sense that you've got all these people running about. So if I've seen a potion, my guy shouts, "Potion over here," you know, and people come over to it and they'll take the potion if they need it. Large maps to run around in. I don't know if there's a kind of... I don't know the best way to how to put this. I don't know if there's an AI director behind the scenes changing the way the rats will come into it, or if it's just scripted the way they come in every time. That was a big thing about Left 4 Dead, was it had that AI director who changed the way the hordes would come at you. There may be, because the first time I played the game, this certainly didn't happen. I didn't get hit by a horde till at least further on. So looks like that is already happening. But let's go up here. Oh.
Watch those globes.
It's going to explode! They're dead. It falls to us then.
So yeah, they're really giving, you know, weight to the idea that the world is ending, because they've decided that, you know, this is the thing that is bringing the world to the end. You know, all the evil forces are rising, and it's pretty. I want to say it's a ballsy thing for Games Workshop to do, because you've got people who have grown up playing Warhammer, who've followed this world, and they've just decided we need to reset this world. But, you know, instead of just doing okay, we're starting from scratch, here we go, new edition 1 new, or whatever, like Dungeons and Dragons do, they have said, wipe the slate clean, the world you know is gone. And I'm sure people will still play the old world, but this is a case of, the world you know is gone, you want to keep up with us, this is a new Warhammer. And I'm familiar with Warhammer, you know, 40k. I did try to play it for a while. Really just did not have the time for it. I thought I would have. Turns out I wouldn't. So in the end, what I had to do was abandon it. But the thing is, the thing about Warhammer that I loved was I loved the lore. The lore that they've created in Warhammer 40k is some of the most fascinating stuff. I mean, I've read a couple of the books, and the thing that gets me about the books is it's the Horus Heresy. It's a defining moment in the 40k universe when the Grand Emperor, who runs everything, is betrayed by his own self-created sons. Like, his sons are like genetic creations that he made. It's all a bit weird and pie in the sky, but he made these godlike creatures called Primarchs to lead his armies to defeat all the evil in the world and unite all the humans under one banner and all this nonsense. And the son that he revered the most, and that's the Horus Heresy. He turns on the Emperor, tries to kill him, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. And that's what I really enjoy about the Warhammer 40k universe, because there's a series of books called the Horus Heresy, and you know how the heresy ends. Because in all the lore books you can read about the Horus Heresy, you know how it ends, you know what's going to happen. But you don't realise how big it actually is until you read all these books that are detailing everything that happened. And I know it's people making up as they go, but it was some of the books are really good, some of them are really bad. I tried reading a couple that were pretty terrible, but some of them are really good. Let's follow this. We're trying to get to the Magnus Tower.
Time for a one-man shield wall.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's coming across in this video, but the weapons just do not feel like they've got any weight behind them at all. I mean, in Left 4 Dead, when you swung a melee weapon, and it was normally big weapons you were swinging, it felt, you almost felt the impact, and I don't know if that's something the Source engine did or what, but it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of weight behind these weapons. I don't know if it's maybe the same engine and they've just retooled it or what, but I don't get me wrong, I do like the game. The game has got some really good stuff in it. I like the Warhammer universe. I'm not as familiar with the original Warhammer universe rather than I am the 40k, but this stuff seems really interesting. It kind of figures that I would get interested just, when the first universe is being killed, but yeah, it's a very interesting universe they've set up here. And this game is one of the first that I've ever played in the Warhammer proper universe. I get into 40k through Dawn of War on the PC. Let's see if is there a map. There is. Nope, no map. Oh well. Yeah, so I played Dawn of War on the PC. It's the first Warhammer 40k game I ever played, and that is what got me into the universe. I was fascinated by it, and I decided to go into the shop one day because I thought I've walked past Games Workshop and all the time. I've always been kind of sneering about it, like, look at that, I'm never going to play that. And then I decided to give it a go, and it's actually really good. Oh. Whoa. What was that? That must have been one of the... You know how you get the special zombies in Left 4 Dead? I think that was one of the special Skavens. They just jumped on me and was knifing me and I couldn't do anything.
Too quiet. Normally, these streets are thick with sinners.
And the guns don't feel like they've got any impact. Major downside. And if I'm playing a game where you've got swords and sorcery, but there's also guns, I want the guns to have an impact. I don't want the guns to be useless items. Oh, there must be something you collect through the levels. I've not read up a lot about this game. It was something that I was considering picking up in the sale. It was on sale, but it was like £30 in the sale, and I played the trial, and I'm like, well, I really don't. I mean, £30. It's a bit much to pay for this game. I don't mind paying $12, especially when it's credit. But £30 for it was a bit much, so I didn't want to pay that.
will do our humors good.
Ah, there we go. That's told to find medical supplies, so I will heal
I
myself.
suppose a torturer learns much about healing.
Hey, heal myself. Did you took my healing supplies? That's the only thing about the AI is they are gonna nick things for themselves. That kind of makes sense if they're all out for themselves. Still stuck with very little health though. Let's go down here.
At last, ammunition.
Oh, ammo. Anything else in here? Nope. Reach the Magnus Tower. If I knew where the Magnus Tower was, I would reach it. I mean, maybe I should look up and see if I can see the Magnus Tower. I'm assuming we're going in the right direction because we've not been walled off anywhere.
Nearby.
Rattling gun.
There we go. So I think he throws poison bombs. Oh, right. Okay, this is where I got to in the... Yeah, I got here before. In the trial. We just have to kind of fight off a couple of waves. Someone has to grab a barrel. And they cannot fight and hold the barrel. And also the barrel gets set. Yeah. If someone hits the barrel, it gets set, so I need to avoid attacks while I pick up the barrel. Okay, let's go. Oh no. Because what we need to do is place 3 barrels. And they should... There should be enough to blow up the gate. Oh. I keep swiping at the dwarf because he looks like a Skaven. And what is that?
Stay together, take them in pairs.
Okay. And it's got the shouting along, which is kind of a thing from Left 4 Dead. You know, you would have Bill and all that talking to each other.
You don't look good, sir.
No, I don't. Oh, thank you.
Next time, Sergeant, I'll save you.
I can hear them.
Oh, here we go. So if I get this over here quickly. There we go. Okay, so one more barrel. From the infinitely barrel respawn. But of course they have to do that because it would, you could mess this up so many ways. Okay, so here we go. I do think it is only Skaven you're fighting in this game. I don't believe there are any other enemies, but I don't know how that is going to shape up for the rest of the game. I get the idea because it is called Vermintide. You can't exactly call it Vermintide and then have like all these other enemies, because it wouldn't be a Vermintide then, it would be, you know, something else completely. But, you know, Left 4 Dead was just zombies, so I'm not a fan of Left 4 Dead, I'll be honest. I played it. I've had games of it that I've enjoyed, but I do not think it's the be all and end all. I've played it on all systems, not just Xbox. I've played it on PC as well. So I know the best experience is on the PC because I played a lot of it on PC. And when my friend gave me a free copy of it, he actually gifted me a copy. So I played a lot of it with him, and you know, there was some fun times, there was some not so much fun times. I think to enjoy that game, you have to play it exclusively with your friends. You need to have a large group to play it, because if you're playing it with random people, you're always going to run the risk of getting into a group with someone who is a bit of a smart arse, or knows exactly what's going to happen, or is like 10 steps ahead, or hogs all the ammo, or hogs all the healing items. You know, just the usual stuff. So that's why I had some fun with it, but a lot of times you would end up with a one person you didn't want to be in a team with. Oh, there we go. So he had a Gatling gun. Oh no, not him. So, oh. Oh, so they crawl out, that's their spawning location. So they can crawl out of all of those places. Interesting. Makes sense as well, they're rats, you know, the sewers is obviously going to be... Whoa. And they're coming from all directions. But really is like a swarm. You don't really... That makes sense. When zombies did it, I didn't think it made sense. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll just continue playing, but I'll record another video, but this one's got a bit long, so stop this one here, and I'll come back in a few moments with another one. So I'm Space Cowboy, and thanks for watching.